Lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanglamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at noon.
Good afternoon, this is koolNews at noon. I'm Caro. The Land Transportation Office has issued show cause orders on the drivers and registered owners of two public utility jeepneys in a road rage incident in Caloocan City. LTO Chief Assistant Secretary Attorney Victor Mendoza II ordered jeepney operators and drivers to appear before the LTO Central Office in Quezon City on October 1st as they prepare to investigate the matter. The jeepney owners were directed to identify the drivers whose unpleasant behaviors on the road were caught on video, which became viral on social media. They were also required to explain in writing why they should not be penalized for hiring reckless drivers. The jeepney owners were likewise ordered to instruct their drivers to explain why the LTO should not charge them with reckless driving and obstruction of traffic, among others, and why their licenses should not be suspended or revoked. The road rage involving jeepneys with plate numbers TVS-273 and TVN-720 was recorded and uploaded by an resident who witnessed the incident in Barangay Bongong Silang. As of this writing, it was not clear when the incident happened as of this writing. One of the drivers was seen deliberately hitting the rear portion of the other jeepney, all while both public utility vehicles have commuter support. The passengers eventually disembarked from the jeepneys one after the other as they apparently sensed danger. What these two drivers did was extremely dangerous because it's clearly shown in the viral video on social media that they had passengers when the incident happened, Mendoza said in a statement on Friday. We will not tolerate this kind of behavior, especially for public transport drivers, because they are not only putting their own lives at risk, but also the lives of their passengers. The LTO said it raised a temporary alarm against the two jeepneys that prohibits them from any and all transactions, such as renewing their registrations, while the case is under investigation. Taal volcano in Batangas province continue its phreatic or steam-driven eruptions with 3 more events detected on Friday, September 27. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology (PhilFox) reported. In a Saturday morning bulletin, the PhilFox said the 3 eruptions on Friday, locally called Puslungat, lasted 2 to 8 minutes. On Thursday, September 26, Taal volcano logged 3 phreatic eruptions and another one on Wednesday, September 25. During the past 24 hours, the volcano's main crater showed a voluminous emissions of 3,176 metric tons of sulfur dioxide, which rose to 2,100 meters and drifted northeast. State volcanologists also observed an upwelling of hot volcanic fluids in the main crater lake of the volcano, located on Taal Volcano Island, locally known as Pulo, which sits in the middle of the lake. No earthquake was recorded during this latest monitoring period. Taal volcano is still under alert level 1, low level of volcanic unrest, PhilFox said. It also reminded the public that the volcano remains in an abnormal condition and should not be intercepted to have ceased unrest nor cease the threat of eruptive activity. Let's get into the international headlines as Donald Trump on Friday accused Google of showing only bad stories about him and vowed to have the tech giant prosecuted if he gets back in the White House. Trump provided no backing for his accusation in the post on his Truth Social platform, in which he added that the search engine displays only positive articles about his Democratic rival Vice President Kamala Harris. This is an illegal activity, in all caps, and hopefully the Justice Department will criminally prosecute them for this blatant interference of elections, he said in the post. If not, and subject to the laws of our country, I will request their prosecution at the maximum levels when I win the election. The Trump post came after a conservative group reported on what it said it found when doing a search on the Donald Trump presidential race 2024. Both campaign websites consistently appear at the top of search for relevant and common search inquiries, Google said in response to the agent's press the inquiry. This report looked at a single word search term on a single day for a few weeks ago, and even for that search, both candidates' websites ranked in the top results on Google. Google has been adamant that it does not manipulate search results to favor any political candidate. The company does not disclose the inner workings of the software that powers its ubiquitous search engine. However, factors known to influence search results for news stories include the timeliness and popularity of topics. Trump is at the center of numerous criminal and civil cases in which he faces accusations including sexual abuse, paying hash money to a porn star, interfering with the 2020 election, and trying to thwart the peaceful transition of power after President Joe Biden defeated him. And Turkey on Friday handed 865 years in prison to a man behind the construction of a building that collapsed during a powerful 2023 earthquake, killing 96, media said. The 14-story apartment block in a certain Turkish city of Adana was destroyed by a massive 7.8 magnitude quake in February 2023 that killed more than 53,500 people in Turkey and nearly 6,000 in neighboring Syria. Only one of the building's residents survived. Built in 1975, the building's collapse immediately aroused suspicions as Adana, located less than 200 kilometers or about 120 miles from the earthquake's epicenter, was largely spared from the violent tremors. The man in the dock, Hassan Abbagan, was convicted on Friday, September 27, of having caused the death and injury of more than one person with possible intent, according to the official Anadolu news agency. Apargan is reported to have fled to Turkish-backed northern Caparus on the day of the quake before turning himself over to police a week later. During the trial, experts pointed to serious deficiencies in the construction of the building's support columns, as well as the quality of concrete used. Apargan defended himself by stating that the construction was approved by the authorities. More than 260 people involved in the construction of buildings that collapsed during the February 2023 earthquake were arrested in the aftermath, some while trying to flee Turkey. The trials of several of these entrepreneurs have opened this year. It is now 12:11 in the afternoon, and we will have more headlines coming up right here on koolNews at News, so stick around people, we will be right back. Welcome back to koolNews at noon. Let's continue with the headlines. Around 60 women have come forward to allege they were sexually abused by former Harrods owner Mohammed Al Fayed, lawyers representing them said Friday. A BBC documentary last week aired claims by women that Fayed, who died last year aged 94, raped and sexually abused them during his ownership of the luxury department store. The accusations make the Egyptian billionaire the latest high-profile figure to join a rich list of rich and powerful men, such as Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, disgraced by sexual abuse allegations. The response has simply been enormous, the lawyer said in a statement. We can confirm that we now represent 60 survivors as part of our claim, with more to come. The legal team said that since going public following the television expose, they have been conducted by people from all over the world. Our claim is becoming increasingly global in scope. We expected that anywhere Mohammed Al Fayed went, abuse would follow, the statement read. Sadly, this has proven to be true. We are now in a possession of credible evidence of abuse at other Al Fayed properties and businesses, including Fulham Football Club. British prosecutors have said they twice received evidence against Fayed. In 2008, Fayed was accused of sexually assaulting a 50-year-old girl, and the Crown Prosecution Service reviewed evidence in 2009. In 2013, he was accused of raping a woman, a claim investigated in 2015. In both instances, the CPS, which decides on prosecutions in England and Wales, said there was no realistic prospect of conviction and did not bring charges against the Harrods chairman. The lawyers said they would continue to respond to inquiries from potential victims or witnesses and called for an independent and transparent processes to evaluate and adjudicate these claims. The women they represented, they said, had lost all faith in Harrods and their processes. Harrods Managing Director Michael Ward said this week his former boss presided over a toxic culture of secrecy, intimidation, fear of repercussion, and sexual misconduct. But he said he had not been aware of his criminality and abuse and expressed his personal horror at the revelations. Fayed's accusers say the assaults took place in his apartments in London and his properties in Paris, including the Ritz Hotel. Allegations include a repeated pattern of women who underwent a selection process for positions close to Fayed. Once selected, they were subjected to an invasive gynecological examination, the results of which were shared with Fayed. The woman said that when they tried to complain about their abuse, were threatened by the senior security staff, demoted, and subject to false allegations until they had no choice but to leave Harrods. Fayed sold Harrods to the investment arm of Qatar's sovereign wealth fund for a reported 1.5 billion euros or $2.2 billion. He also owned Fulham Football Club. Sweden will begin construction on the new nuclear reactor before the country's next legislative election in 2026, Prime Minister of Kristersson said in an interview published on Friday. His right-wing coalition government, propped up by the far-right Sweden Democrats, has vowed to massively ramp up nuclear energy in Sweden, but a formal decision on the type of reactor to be built has yet to be taken. The government said in November 2023 it wanted to increase nuclear power production equivalent to 2 nuclear reactors by 2035, with a massive expansion to follow by 2045. State-owned utility Vattenfall is in the process of conducting a feasibility study on the construction of at least 2 small modular reactors at the Ringhouse nuclear power station in the southwest of the country. It also aims to put the first one into commission in the first half of the 2030s. It has begun acquiring land in the area but has not yet applied for environmental permits. Asked by Daily Duggins Hater if construction will begin before the next general election, Kristersson replied, yes, it will. The decision required to build new nuclear power will have been taken, and hopefully that will be combined with a physical space in the ground, he said. We are totally committed. If you're going to succeed at electrification, then we need to double electricity production, and nuclear power is an integral part of that. SMRs are advanced nuclear reactors that have a power capacity of up to 300 megawatts of electricity per unit, which is about 1/3 of the generating capacity of a traditional nuclear power reactor. They are relatively simple to build as their systems and components can be factory assembled and transported as a unit to a location for installation, which also makes them more affordable than large power reactors. Sweden currently has 6 reactors at 3 nuclear power plants, which generated about 30% of the electricity used in the country. And an Irish regulator helping to police European Union data privacy said Friday it had fined Facebook owner Meta 91 million euros or $102 million for password security breaches. The Data Protection Commission criticized Meta for failing to put in place appropriate security measures to put users' password data and for taking too long to alert the regulator over the issue. An inquiry was launched in April 2019 after Meta England informed the regulator that it had inadvertently stored certain passwords on social media users in a readable format on its internal system, the DPC said in a statement. It is widely accepted that user passwords should not be stored in plain text, considering the risk of abuse that arises from persons accessing such data, said Graham Dole, the regulator's head of communications. Dole told Agence Press that the breach, which took place in January 2019, affected 36 million Facebook and Instagram users across the European Economic Area, which comprises the EU plus Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway. The regulator criticized Meta for not alerting the DPC of the problem until March 2019. In a statement to Agence France, Meta acknowledged that some Facebook users' passwords were temporarily stored in a readable format in our internal data systems. We took immediate action to fix this error, and there is no evidence that these passwords were abused or accessed improperly. We proactively flagged this issue to our lead regulator, the Irish Data Protection Commission, and have engaged constructively with them throughout this inquiry, a Meta spokesperson added. Back to the national headlines, the combined armed and defense forces of the Philippines, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and the US will conduct a joint patrol in the West Philippine Sea on September 28, that is today. The Armed Forces of the Philippines said in a statement that the naval and air force units of participating nations will operate together, enhance the cooperation and interoperability between our armed forces. The activity will be conducted in a manner consistent with international law and with due regard to the safety of navigation and the rights and interests of other states. The Philippine Armed Forces said the activity will underscore the four countries' shared commitment to upholding the right to freedom of navigation and overflight and other lawful uses of the sea and international airspace. In a separate statement, the Australian government said that HMAS Sydney and the Royal Australian Air Force P-8A Poseidon Maritime Patrol aircraft will operate with partner nations in the West Philippine Sea. It added that the activity will be conducted with respect to the safety of navigation and the rights and interests of other states. And finally, in entertainment happenings, are Sarah Labati and Catherine Alcantara having a falling out? Eagle-eyed netizens noticed that the two were no longer following each other on Instagram. On Friday morning, September 26, fans pointed out that the actresses were no longer listed on each other's following list on the platform. Labati and Alcantara previously surprised the netizens with their friendship after hanging out together amid rumors haunting them about their respective relationship woes last year. In December 2023, Alcantara posted a candid photo with Labati showing their close bond as they enjoyed each other's company through laughter. Celebrating the elegance of womanhood, the young actress wrote in her caption at the time. Both ladies had also been spotted attending celebrity gatherings together and being enrolled in the same dance class. As of writing, Alcantara and Labati have yet to address the rumored falling out. On the other hand, after being a center of public attention concerning her marriage in 2023, Labati confirmed her separation from her husband actor Richard Gutierrez in March this year and shared that they have yet to process their annulment and are currently co-parenting their two sons, Zion and Kai. Gutierrez is now rumored to be dating actress Barbie Imperial. Alcantara herself was also previously a center of public curiosity following breakup rumors with former on-screen partner Mavi Legaspi. The two young actors have not officially confirmed their relationship status, although they have shared hints about the real score between them. In a recent interview, the young actress emphasized that while she treasures their moments, she wants to move on from that experience with Legaspi. Alcantara is now rumored to be dating basketball player Kobe Paras. And that is it for koolNews at noon. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you'd like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhthephilippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Cairo. We will be back before headlines with koolNews at 4 later. Until then, I'm Cairo. We'll see you later. Good afternoon.